Hello Armstrong families, it is I, Mr. Sorensen, coming to you with some updated information about our scheduled reopening on the 24th of August. As we communicated earlier, parents and students will have the option to choose between distance education and face-to-face instruction here at Armstrong for the coming year. As a change from earlier information, that will now need to be something that families commit to for a full quarter of instruction. That will allow us to have dedicated teachers teaching distance education and dedicated teachers teaching face-to-face instruction. That improves the quality of instruction in both settings. And so we're excited for that change, but it does mean from a parent perspective that you will have to make a decision, and sometimes a very difficult decision of, do I send my student to school or do I use a distance learning option? I want to assure you that both of those options will be good options, and in order to provide enough information to help you make an informed decision, I did a Facebook live chat yesterday. That is posted on the front of our webpage, and so it can be accessed there or through our Facebook page. There was a long Q&A session, and there are some details there. Let me begin by talking a little bit about distance education. The distance education is going to look a little different than it did last quarter. It'll be a little bit more rigorous. It'll much more closely mirror our school is going on here in face-to-face. Those teachers will be in very close collaboration with our face-to-face teachers, and that instruction will look very, very similar. We would encourage that to be an option for parents that have high-risk health factors, medically fragile, things of that nature. We want to be sensitive to those needs, and so we will provide that option, and we will make that option as good as it can possibly be. The district has prepared just a short video about distance education, and we'll take a look at that now.
To make things easier for parents and students to navigate, all elementary teachers will use Google Classroom as their distance learning platform. Teams of Granite School District teachers and specialists have developed distance learning resources for each grade level. In providing distance learning, teachers may use the developed resources in addition to their own instructional materials. Distance learning weekly resources will include daily or weekly learning goals and objectives, student lesson slides that teach new content with engaging hands-on activities and interactive multimedia activities, provide practice opportunities, and build student proficiency levels. Learning activities and assessment resources, including exit tickets, checks for understanding, and short quizzes, and optional opportunities to extend learning or reteach concepts. Distance learning resources include features such as audio voiceover to help younger students and beginning readers, and consistent grade-level organization to allow for easy navigation by parents and students. To assist students with distance learning, there will be a designated distance learning teacher on each grade level. Chromebooks will be available for checkout. Tutorials and parent help videos will be included in student slides. Materials will be designed for flexible use by teachers, and families will have access to school-level support by the principal, social worker, school technology specialists, and others.
Now, in addition to distance education, we will be offering face-to-face education for students, and I know there's a lot of anxiety around bringing students back here to school. Certainly we can't get rid of the risk, but we can mitigate those risks in many ways. There are many steps that we are taking as far as preparing the building, preparing the classroom environments, preparing transitions and lines and all of those things. We have articulated a rough draft of that plan, and that can be found in a link below. It is called the Armstrong Opening Plan, and so if you will click on that, it will give you some details about what the particulars are as far as recess, lunch, things of that nature, and so it can give you some information that might help you to determine if you feel okay sending your student here for face-to-face instruction. Face coverings will be required for all students while they're in the building. They'll have small breaks at recess where they can take their face coverings off. and for PE as well, they'll be taking their face covering off, but otherwise we'll expect them to have a face covering over their face. We'll be providing a mask for every student, but they certainly can bring masks from home if they find one that's more comfortable or that they think is more stylish. And they could also bring a face shield if they choose, or a neck gaiter. Any kind of face covering is acceptable. And again, we'll be providing those. More information will be coming about masks. So once those masks arrive from the district, I'll show you what one of them is going to look like, and that will help your decision as well. Now, once you have weighed distance education and face-to-face education and talked about it with your family, I need you to fill out a form for me, and this is critical. I need a form from every single student about if they intend for the first quarter of the school year to attend distance education or face-to-face education, and that will lock them in for the first quarter until mid-October. For second quarter, we'll reevaluate. We'll send out a second form for people to fill out, and you can change your mind at that time, but we're asking you to kind of commit to a quarter at this time. That form is in a link right below this video, and so you can, if you've already submitted the district one that they sent out, then that's fine. I've already got a form from you. You don't have to submit it twice. But if you haven't submitted it yet, please use the link directly below this video, and it will take you to that video, or it'll take you to that form, and then you can fill out that form and let us know what your intent is. No student will be placed on a class list until we have that form. We cannot assign them to a class until we know what their intent is. And so when class lists are finally published, if your student's not on the list, it may mean that we did not get your form. So please make sure that you get that into us. We'll be posting class lists later than usual, obviously, because we have to wait for all of these forms to get back. There's going to be a lot of shuffling with class lists. It's going to take us a little bit longer. We will have the class lists out as soon as we possibly can, and certainly before a few days before the beginning of the school year for certain, but it is much later than we're used to, and we apologize for the inconvenience. There's just nothing we can do about it. I want to close by saying that we are super excited for the school year to start. We want every single Armstrong Eagle to return. There were many questions in the question and answer. If I choose distance education and I'm here on special permit, will my kid lose their spot? Absolutely not. We want all of our Eagles back. We love our students. We care about them. We want to see them. We'd love to see them face to face. If we can see them over distance learning, then that's great too. We just want to have all of those students back. I don't want to lose any students from Armstrong to this crazy pandemic. I want all of our students to return, and I look forward to seeing all of our Eagles in one form or another for the 2020-2021 school year. I hope this informational video has given you just a little bit of a hint. Please make sure that you turn in your form as quickly as you can and view the resources below to give you more information. Have a great day.